Camera. Yeah, I need to get me a camera bag.
Here's a camera. It's not a camera bag. It's a Game Boy Color
I
bag.
know. My camera's a chunky boy.
Well, what we were talking about was inflating the prices on trading card products because of demand.
I mean,
And how, as a small business, I'm not super thrilled about having to do that.
Right.
like, I can understand doing it because as for the company I work for, we won't have issues like you will have issues. We can sell it at retail, and we will get. We're going to make money no matter what.
Sure.
I mean, our loss in money is through shrink, through because a thing of cabbage was thrown on the floor and rolled underneath the thing. Oh no, we lost 20 cents here, but that adds up at the end of the year. But we can sell at the MSRP and it's totally fine. Where you guys, especially now, have to sell, but it's still just really obnoxious.
Also, it's not even we're gonna mark this up really high to try to make as much money as we can. It's also partially we're gonna mark this up kind of high because we don't want to sell through our product immediately. Even limiting it at 1 or 2 per people, per person. If it's $130 and its MSRP is $30, they're less likely to come buy it from us. So then we still have some down the road.
But
even if we lower the price then down the road, now we're the place that has some left.
But like what Bradley just said is, investing has ruined cards.
Yeah.
Now, there's a really good YouTuber by the name of Upper Echelon Games, and he talked about something like a couple months back, and it was because of high-end YouTubers and some other YouTubers that a lot of people don't like, who were buying Pokemon cards, who were buying old sealed boxes of Gen 1 first edition Pokemon cards, and they're selling them for thousands and thousands of dollars. And what this just did is this screwed the Pokemon community. Because what happened? Wait, you're telling me Jake Paul likes Pokemon? I like Pokemon now. Because this is what happened when that one rapper, the white guy that raps, that's not Eminem.
Yeah.
That's the thrift store song. What happened? Every thrift store in the world was like, I'm going to turn this 50-cent item into a $50 item because this one rapper likes us.
Yeah.
Investors ruined TCGs. People who are scalpers ruin TCGs.
I would even call those people investors because they aren't investing for the sheer sake of
They're not investing.
having it to make money off later. They're just buying it as a hype to try to make money off of it. Like you were saying, the original base set stuff. Yeah, the only reason that anyone's even buying that is to have it for their channel, to get more views, to make more money. And
if you're doing it to make views and content creation, look, we bought cards. Seth has bought an absurd amount of cards, and he's doing it.
And we go to stores and we buy cards to bring the content to the viewers or the listeners, whomever. And a lot of times with the bigger named YouTubers, they're given stuff.
Or they own online card shops.
Or they own their own store. Or they have a collection that they, I don't really want to name YouTuber names, but one guy has his own private collection of base set and earlier stuff that he's just been opening for publicity. And then people start watching him, and then he's able to make a sale to somebody else. And somebody watches that video, and that sale, those guys aren't investors, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, it does hurt the community. Because now everybody wants to do what they're doing. They see them being popular, getting all the views, and they want to replicate that.
But then we're running into issues where, like you're saying, where people are wanting to replicate that. Even people who don't necessarily want to replicate that, who are in this community. We have been in this community for how long?
Right.
And you YouTubers, for instance, they've been around forever.
Right.
And any other card game, there's magic people who have YouTube channels. This stuff exists. But now, Pokemon especially, is just blown out of the water.
Yes.
People are just with the McDonald's issue, which the UK, and I know people are like, I don't care. No, in America, scalping for music tickets and stuff like that, that's illegal. But scalping anything else isn't. because I'd have to look more into it. I don't understand why. But if I go buy music tickets or steal music tickets or something, I can't scout to you because I'll go to jail. The UK is looking into these situations because of what happened with the PS5. You're looking into these situations because of what's happening with Pokemon cards and people going and being like, I think I need 30 cases. Oh, you have 32 I'll take all 32 cases. Screw Timmy.
Yeah.
Like, when
But
one
you're right.
person is buying all this, it's screwing the community and being like, well, supply and demand. No, that's not supply and demand. That is literally one person taking everything.
I think another thing that's causing a lot of issues is because of lockdowns and stuff right now, and we can't have events, so a lot of the people who would normally be getting the stuff to play, it's sitting on shelves or sitting on online inventories for people to go buy all of it.
Yeah.
Where normally there'd be a weekly event where everybody would meet up at a card shop and buy it then. Now that event doesn't happen and it's still there, so they just sell it online.
Yeah.
And that's also causing an issue. I don't know if we get back to having tournaments every week or whatever, if it'll slow down just because the regular players that really want the stuff will be able to get it when it comes in.
I mean, I think that at some point we will hit that point where we can't. I think we will because, I mean, even the CDC, because we're supposed to trust them, said that if you're vaccinated, all vaccinated people can all sit in a room together and have a great old jolly time.
Yeah.
But, oh you, Seth, we, at some point soon, will get to that point.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen soon? Probably not. Is it going to happen this year? I think it could.
The only reason I bring it up is the person hurt most by this is the average player.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if when they're able to be in a store to play, if it'll balance out because they're able to get product when it comes in
Yeah.
versus having it sit. And that'd be interesting to see.
I mean, how often would, like, me as a player, like, I have a bunch of cards, a bunch of collection, and little Timmy come up and I'd be like, if he'd be like, I really want this card, I have no problem. If it's like a $5 card and I have ample of them, or it's just, worth nothing, and he wants it for his, whatever deck, I've given cards away. I've given away so many cards because it just doesn't matter to me and it's not a part of my meta decks. And right now we're in a situation where we're not congregating at a card store. I can't give cards away to little Timmy, and now little Timmy's relying on mommy and daddy to buy it. But even if you don't go with little Timmy and you go with someone who is your age, my age, who plays the game but they're not competitive, they don't want to go and be like, drop that type of money. I don't want to drop $100+ on a ETB. Like,
Well, I'm just saying that I think on a normal, say it's a normal tournament day, a new product, say Shining Fates was coming out, and you were at the shop and you were playing Pokemon with your buddies.
yeah,
When the set came out, you would be there. You would say, hey, I'd like some of that, and everybody who's a player could get it.
yeah.
But because of that, it's all the scalpers.
Well,
Because you can't just be sitting there and waiting for it.
Well, I am very frustrated at card stores who doubled, if not more than doubled, the price of sets and such. I am somewhat pleased with the fact that they at least limited things.
Yeah.
While it's kind of a band-aid on on a gash, it's still something along the lines of it stopped Bob from going in there and buying everything. So now there's ways around it. I mean, hell, you could be like, all right, I have some friends who don't like Pokemon.
Come with me, buy these things with me.
Yeah, and then you pay them back what happened. I mean, let's not lie. How many people are into Pokemon, but Joe likes Pokemon, so everyone's like, all right, Joe, I'll buy this EBT. You just pay me back the $120.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. I didn't see it happen too much at my shop. Surprisingly, it might have just been because we had it priced so high to try to keep it in stock.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching a lot of the card groups, or like the Pokemon groups, a lot of people were talking about it. They're like, my friends don't care about Pokemon, they're more into Magic or they're more into this. But they helped me out, I paid them back.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you gotta think, there has to be a situation, a problem, if this is only happening for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this happening for Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Is this happening for Magic?
Not to my knowledge. My store doesn't sell Magic, but
You walk into any store and there's magic aplenty.
I mean, we were just in
What it's
Walmart,
happening,
like-
what it's happening to is basketball and baseball. Believe that or not.
well, that's something I have no knowledge on. So if you have,
Those same stores, if you go in there and look for the I forget what they call them. They're mid-size boxes where they're like 6 or 8 packs or something. They're normally like $40.
yeah,
They're just completely sold out. We have a hard time getting them. We can't order them from our distributor. People come in every day and ask for them, and we just can't get them. We picked up, I think, 4 NBA hoops
yeah,
boxes. They're mini blaster boxes or something. And one guy came in and says, "Oh, those are cool," and just bought all of them. And we only had 4, and they aren't super expensive, so it wasn't huge. But now we're out of them until we can find them again. And it all happened starting, 2019, 2020 year for basketball.
yeah.
And the tops for baseball just came out, and we can't get it in stock. So again, with people just wanting to collect something they're nostalgic for.
I know that the joke is that it's dead, but as I've been talking with some players who have kept the game alive, some people are posting some things, and some people are valuing Force of Will packs of the newer sets at like $20 plus a pack. Not like a booster box or like a pack.
That's odd.
And people are just like getting frustrated about it. Someone was talking, one of the card stores was talking about that one of their distributors said they're not going to deal with it and sell it anymore because they're dealing with scalpers and a whole bunch of other stuff or some weird BS. I was trying to read a giant paragraph thing that they posted, but I was just like, that's crazy that you're dealing with a situation like that.
Well, I know a major thing with talking about distributors that we've had an issue with is that the initial quantity that Nintendo, the Pokemon Company, will say is going to be allotted to a distributor keeps getting shorter. And while they are ramping up production and they're trying to reprint stuff or whatever, so our distributor will tell us that we're allowed for the new battle styles. We're allowed to order 6 cases of boxes. We're a small store, so we can't get a lot. So if we decide, well, that's too many for us, we're too little, so we order 3 cases. It's been happening to even the big stores, even the PokeTubers that are stores. That 3 cases gets cut in half. So everyone is ordering double or triple what they would normally order, expecting it to get cut, and it's getting cut, but it's causing huge issues down the line, distributor to a store to a player. It's just
This situation is just not even making sense. And it's, we're talking about TCGs here, but look at the PS5, for instance. They did the same thing where they're like, we're making X amount of PS5s, and they originally thought that it wasn't going to sell. Now before it came out, they cut it down. And they didn't cut it down by a lot, but then we dealt with the scalpers, and then after the scalpers, we dealt with Bob with Amazon Prime, who's replacing it with a toaster and taking it home. And it's like, they're shortcutting everywhere. Like, all these companies out of nowhere, just like, all right, I know that we have 10 and I can send you 10, here's you 3.
But then the other 7 people that have pre-ordered with them are now backed up, and now that company's getting negative reviews, and it's not good for anyone. I don't really know. Like, that's definitely an issue that we had even with this, with the Digimon product. We had the same problem.
Yeah.
It's just, we say we want so much, and they're like, we can only get you this many, and we had so many other people interested in it, and now we have to let them all down.
Which, I mean, is ridiculous. Like, when about mid-corona, I was talking with a bunch of people who, big TCG people, and I was asking them, I'm like, do you honestly think that in the midst of all this, that they will stop making physical cards? And they'll just be like, this costs too much money, we can't do cards, let's go to digital. Some people thought they would, but I honestly think that they wouldn't. But now I'm starting to wonder, because, some companies do things, and, they pass it off as an accident. What if this isn't some accident? What if this is like some conspiracy theory?
I feel like it's not. I watched a fairly good video the other day in terms of Pokemon product, and how there are going to be additional waves of Shining Fate through April and May that have already been confirmed.
There's also been reconfirmed more reprints of some older sets, including Champion's Path.
Right.
All the way back to, I think, Cosmic Eclipse.
Now they canceled the Cosmic Eclipse reprint. They had originally said they were going to do that. They canceled that and the Hidden Fates one. This is as of early this week. But the other stuff is still on track, and they didn't cancel it forever. They canceled
Right.
it for the spring waves.
Yeah, so I think at least for the foreseeable future, in the next coming weeks, we should hopefully see more
We'll see stuff
product
being
up
available.
to Sword and Shield base set.
Now, I went and looked at my distributor's site to try to reorder. Nothing's available. So I don't know if that's they don't know what the Pokemon company is going to allot them to see how to allot us. I don't know what the case is with that, but it was kind of funny. Pokemon said they were going to ramp up printing and they were going to do additional waves, and so they outbid several other places to use the printing presses. And one of the major reasons that our one-time favorite game, Argent Saga, shuttered itself is because their printing company got overbid by Nintendo and wasn't going to be able to print their next set until next fall because Pokemon won the bid and their printing company is printing waves of Pokemon. So it actually closed an entire company. So I don't know, how you want to look at it in that regard, but
I mean, that's pretty cruddy that happened.
yeah.
But I mean, that's a whole different conversation. So.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying in terms of what Pokemon and Nintendo are willing to do to try to get more stuff out there.
And I give them a lot of credit, and I'm happy that they're willing to try to help the players out because I mean, that's they posted on their Twitter. It was on their Twitter, right? When they said that they saw what was happening with the Pokemon cards at McDonald's, and they're going to reprint them all, and put them in one of the upcoming sets. It just sucks that they're all going to be common cards.
Well, they already pretty much
Well,
are common cards.
Right. Yeah, all of the cards are come in both forms. They come in a common and a holo rare.
They're just it's Shining Snivy. Snivy's best.
It's
Actually,
just-
think I could.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think you only
So-
had one. I think I only saw you had one.
Maybe. I'll have to look through the reminder.
Well, I don't know. I actually think that releasing it in waves, reprint waves, is actually problematic. If they were gonna print 1,000 units, let's just say,
Yeah,
and they decided to do 3 waves of 300 something,
yeah.
well, every time those 300 something is gonna get completely bought out. But if one chunk of 1,000 showed up, I mean, I guess it could still be bought out, but
Gives more
It'd be a
people
lot harder.
it would give more people a chance, especially with limitations the stores are doing. I just think that it just makes more sense, in my opinion, to try to do it that way.
Here's like something, and this comes down to me as a poor person.
You're talking about Iron.
Shut up, Mister. How many EBTs did you buy?
It's okay.
Wow, you really have. Wow, sad part is you had to think.
No, 10.
You're grounded. Go sit back in the corner. But no, when it comes down to it, it's EBTs at a basic price it's a little high, but I mean it's a reasonable price. It comes with dice and sleeves and stuff. It's a
Basic
nice product.
MSRP,
It's
depending
a
on the
fantastic
set.
price. It's a good value.
It's a good value.
Standard set, $40.
Yeah.
MSRP.
Yeah.
Special set like Shining Fates, Champion's Path, things like that, $50.
Is it
But-
50? I thought it was 59.
But you as a person, you as a grown adult with money, if you see over here for 100, over here for 50, where are you going first?
Obviously 50.
So you're going to buy out the ones for 50, right? So now we're screwing over little Timmy and the casuals. Sorry, casuals who hear this. But you're going to screw over these people, and you're going to buy it all out. So the scalpers, the collectors, the investors, all these people, the YouTubers, the Yugi tubers, the Magic tubers, all these people are going to buy out this, leaving the people who are poor like myself not to be able to
I
get
mean,
that.
I wouldn't necessarily say I'd buy everything, because I mean, obviously,
The average person.
the average person
wanting
has a
it.
limitation on how much they can spend. I'm not going to take an entire week's paycheck and then just spend it all on cards.
Have you not seen Facebook and Twitter and these people who
Yes,
are going?
enough
Just-
people do.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So
Enough
it's not
people
you. It's not you. That average person, you and me, we're gonna buy one, we're gonna buy two, or maybe three, YOLO. But the person who walks in there, who's certain people we know, is gonna be like 20 and just buy out the whole stock.
do. It's a
And
nice
then-
4-foot shelf you've got there full of stuff. I think I'll take it.
Yeah, and let me take your 4 foot. It's a remix of the Subway song. With let me instead of a foot long, it's a 4 foot long. But and then after that, the basic person, the average casual TCG player, is not going to pay the 100 plus for the EBT. Little Timmy is not going to pay that unless he cries because he doesn't understand the concept of money. And Daddy also likes TCG, and so they're going to buy it. But then you, me, and Redmer are going to be like, I can spend $100. I don't want to, but I can do it.
Right. I mean, obviously, everybody has their limitations.
And I have.
The sheer amount that
Yeah.
they will pay on a product. Me, $100 for a specialized ETB, okay. I mean, just like you were talking about the DVD collection, the Blu-ray collection.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, collector's price, an extra $100 on top of what it retailed for. But like we also said, you know, it's a niche item, of course.
Yeah, but that's comparing a niche,
Right.
no longer in print DVD collection for a DVD that sold for like a good price that's still sealed versus a card collection that's still in print that a whole bunch of people just ran and swarmed and bought out. Like it's not limited. It's limited by how much the company can pump out.
Right.
Like that's what's limiting it, nothing else. And so like no matter what, the casuals and the people who can't do it and can't spend that type of money, the poor people like myself and everyone else, they can't spend an absorbent amount of money. They might get to Walmart in time, but you want to know what? Sorry, because I keep using the words casuals. They don't know when it lands at Walmart. They don't know when it lands at Costco or Target. They don't sit there and stare at their computer and be like, it gets there at Tuesday at 8 a.m.
They don't have a tab in their phone book that's contacts with different vendors.
Yeah, they don't turn around and like have like, you know, calendar updates that just be like, it rings and be like, oh, I need to call this person.
To be fair, I wish I did, because at least that way I know I could potentially go to that store on that day and try and get product. But I'm not saying I would go there and literally buy everything.
Yeah.
I do, you know, once every other week, I'd like to go to, say, Target, Walmart, maybe pick up an ETB, or just try and find something from an older set that is in reprint.
Yeah.
Just to have for my collection.
I guess, like, in the end, I just think that I have no problem with an increased price. It bothers me. It annoys the out of me. But but with them limiting the sale and saying you get one, I guess it balances out the evil of the price. But
right.
Like I said, for like Redmer, who works at a smaller card store versus me who works at a department store, we can sell at retail and we will make the money.
Right.
Versus them who
Yeah.
the world can sneeze the wrong direction and they might have to close down forever tomorrow.
Right.
Me, if we get sneezed down, if the world sneezes tomorrow, we gotta shut down for a day. We lose a couple,
And
whatever. We gotta cut hours.
It's just a matter of a big box retailer like that, in general, will have ordered more.
Yeah.
And they'll get more. We got 2 cases, I think, over the course of the time for like the Shining Fates trainer boxes. So that's 20 boxes. That's all we got. So yeah, we have to do something.
You guys still have some too.
We still have. Well, we have some because a customer came in with some that they bought and sold back to us because they wanted single cards.
That's fair.
I mean, I think that's a very good thing to do. And like that's my thing with collectors. And like this is why, like, I know a couple collectors. Seth has just gotten into the collector role. Dean is a collector. He plays, but Dean has always been a collector. And there's plenty of other people we know that like to collect. If you are a collector, you need to get your cards. You need to get your, however you do it. If you are someone who only collects hollows, collect your hollows. If you are someone who wants one of everything, you want the non-hollow, you want the reverse hollow, you want the common, put it in there. Get one of every variant of the card, whatever. Have a side of all the extra cards. Take it to your local game store and sell it. Donate it, whatever you gotta do. Because in the end, you putting those cards back into the system helps alleviate the stress on your local game store. It helps alleviate the stress on your system as a whole. Because now, little Timmy can actually play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Can play.
That's exactly it. And if you as the collector bring your stuff back in, sell it to the game store, we put it in the showcase, then little Timmy looks at the 130 trainer box, and then looks in the case and he sees the Pikachu he wanted.
Yeah.
And he can just pick up the Pikachu that he wanted.
Yeah.
And it's just works better for everybody.
Well, why is it always little Timmy?
I don't know.
Sideboard, why is it always little Timmy? And it's not just me, it's everyone else.
Yeah,
it's always little Timmy.
It's just a common. Well, it's just like, you know, my Charizard today.
Right.
Came in, you know.
Turned it into other stuff.
Right.
Now
came into your store.
Now somebody who wants a Charizard can get a Charizard.
Right. You know, I'm not always, you know, looking to try and flip my cards for money immediately. Most of the time, I'm just looking to take whatever I get that's potentially valuable to other people and turn it into other product.
If you want a Charizard, it might still be there. TCG player, Source C Invest. Check it out. I don't know if I'll be competitive because I might not pay attention to it for a while, but we got an extra one.